students, today we are going to read Science Chapter 3 Synthetic Fibers and Plastic. So what is synthetic fiber, what is plastic, how are they made, which materials are made from plastic, which materials are made from fibers. So these all things we will read today. So let us begin. The clothes which we wear are made up of fabrics. Fabrics are made from fibers obtained from natural or artificial sources. The things which we wear or the clothes which we wear are mostly made up of fabrics, and the fabrics may be natural, may be artificial. Can you name some natural fibers? Yes, some of the natural fibers are wool, cotton, silk. So these are the natural fibers example. Fibers are also used for making a large variety of household articles. So fibers is also used for making a large variety of household articles, like the mat is made up of cotton. The mat which we keep on the floor, it is made up of cotton. And the household articles like table, chair, plastic chair, these all are household articles, or the jar which we keep in our kitchen room, which is made up of plastics. These are all the household articles which are made up of fibers. So some fibers may be natural fibers and some fibers may be artificial fibers. So natural fibers like mat, which is made from the cotton, and artificial fibers like the bucket in the bathroom which we use, a bucket which is made up of plastic. These are the artificial fibers. So make a list of some common articles made from fibers. So we have to make a list of some common articles which are made from fibers. That means maybe natural fiber, maybe artificial fiber. Try to separate them into those made from natural fibers and those made from artificial fibers. So here the table is given natural and artificial fiber, and we have to write here all the names of the articles, and here whether the articles are natural or artificial. Suppose for example, we will write plastic chair. So is it natural or artificial? It is artificial. Suppose cotton shirt. Is it natural or artificial? It is natural because it is made from cotton, and cotton comes from the plant. Similarly, the woolen clothes which we wear in the winter season, it is also made up of, this fiber is a natural fiber. So we can write here woolen cloths, natural fiber. Similarly, wooden table. Wooden table is also a natural fiber. Similarly, you have to write all the names of the articles and identify whether they are natural or artificial. Why do you label some fiber as artificial? So, why we are labeling some fibers are artificial? Because these fibers are made by human, or these are not made from natural things. So you have read in your previous class that natural fibers like cotton, wool, silk, etc. are obtained from plants or animals. Obviously we know that some natural fibers are there like cotton, wool, silk, and these are obtained from plants or animals. The synthetic fiber on the other hand are made by human beings. That is why these are called synthetic or man-made fibers. So natural fibers we get from plants or animals, and synthetic fibers we don't get from plants or animals, that is made by human beings. So that's why synthetic fiber is also called as man-made fiber. Next is, what are synthetic fibers? So what is synthetic fiber? So we don't know what is synthetic fiber. So we will read it and gain the knowledge what is synthetic fiber. Try to recall the uniform pattern found in the necklace of beads joined with the help of a thread. So if we see this figure is a necklace which is having number of beads and it is joined by using a thread. Or try to join a number of paper clips together to make a long chain. So this is a paper clip joined together and a long chain is made. Is there any similarities between them? So there is similarities because the beads are joined together one by one. Like this, the pins are also joined together one after another. A synthetic fibers is also a chain of small units joined together. So like the beads are joined together and form a necklace, and these pin clips are joined together and made a chain like formation. So similarly, synthetic fibers are a chain of small units which are joined together, and that small unit is actually a chemical substance. Many such small units combine to form a large single unit which is called a polymer. So when this small unit, or which is the chemical substance, the small unit is the chemical substance. So the small units, when they combine together and they form a large single unit, it is called a polymer. So what is polymer? The polymer is the large unit of small combined chemical substances. And the word polymer came from two Greek words. Poly means many and mer means unit or part. So polymer means many part. So a polymer is made up of repeating units. So one after another, chemical units are joined together to form a single large unit which is called polymer. Polymer occurs in nature also, like cotton. For example, cotton is a polymer called cellulose. So polymer doesn't occur in synthetic fiber, but it also occurs in the natural fibers also. For example, in cotton we are having polymer. So what we have read, what is synthetic polymer or man-made polymer? That are the small particles which are joined together, and the small particles are the chemical substance. But here if we go to the natural thing like cotton, fabric, so here polymer are called cellulose. So their polymers in synthetic fiber, polymers are different small chemicals. But here in cotton, polymers are cellulose. These are small cellulose. And cellulose is made up of large number of glucose unit. That means cellulose is made up of glucose unit, small glucose unit. That means glucose unit forms cellulose and cellulose will form cotton. Types of synthetic fiber. So what are the types of synthetic fiber? So we will read. First is rayon, then next one is nylon, then polyester and acrylic. So what we will read? Polyester and acrylic, rayon and nylon. So first let us start with the rayon. So these are the synthetic fiber, or we can say these are the man-made fibers. You have read in class 7 that silk fiber is obtained from silkworm, and it was discovered in China and was kept as a closely guarded secret for a long time. So in class 7 we have already read that the silk was made from the silkworm, and that silk was first introduced in China, and China kept it a secret and did not say that the silk was made from the silkworm. Fabrics obtained from the silk fiber was very costly. So obviously if we get any fabrics from the natural thing, it is very costly. So similarly, we are getting silk from the silkworm, so it is very costly. But its beautiful texture fascinated everybody. So everybody was fascinated into its beautiful texture. That means the texture of silk was very smooth and shiny. So everybody was attracted towards it. Attempts were made to make silk artificially. So when China did not say how they made the silk, so many attempts were made to make that silk artificially. Towards the end of the 19th century, scientists were successfully in obtaining a fiber having properties similar to that of silk. So around the end of the 19th century, scientists was success to make similar to silk fiber, which was an artificial fiber. Such fiber was obtained by chemical treatment of wood pulp. So wood pulp is there and we are mixing some chemical substances. So while mixing some wood pulp with the chemical substances, the synthetic or the silk fiber like fiber is obtained, which is a artificial fiber. So what is wood pulp? So if you know that when woodwork will be going on, all the dust particles like the things, that one is called the wood pulp. So from the wood it is obtained. So in that some chemicals will be mixed and it will be made to fiber. This fiber was called rayon or artificial silk. So what is rayon or what is artificial silk? Rayon are the fibers which are made from wood pulp by mixing some chemical, or a chemical treatment is done with the wood pulp to make a rayon, or we can say it as a artificial silk. Although rayon is obtained from natural source like wood pulp, yet it is a man-made fiber. So rayon is obtained from the natural source, which is wood pulp, but we are mixing some chemical in it and making it a different thing. We are directly not using wood pulp. We are mixing some chemical in wood pulp and making it a different thing, which is called rayon. So it is called a man-made fiber. And it is very cheaper than the silk and can be woven like silk fiber. How silk fiber is woven and made a dress or made a cloth. Similarly, same type of weaving we can do to a rayon and make it a silk fiber, or we can make it a cloth or a dress, we can make it from it. It can also be dried in a wide variety of color. So we can dry the rayon with a wide variety of color. That means we can give colors, different colors to rayon also. Rayon is mixed with cotton to make bed sheet or mixed with wool to make carpets. So if you go to markets, so they will sell you bed sheets and say that it is made up of cotton, but they will give it in a cheap price. That means you should know that bed sheet is actually not made up of cotton, pure cotton. It is made up of rayon plus cotton. So that's why they are selling it in a cheap price. But if you go and buy the bed sheet purely which is made up of cotton, it is very high in cost. Similarly, if we mix wool with rayon, then carpets are made. So woolen carpets, if you go and buy the pure woolen carpets, it will be very costly because we get wool from the sheep. So it is very costly. But if you go to the market and find a cheaper carpet, that means it is made up of mixture of wool and rayon. So in short, we can say that bedsheet is made up of rayon plus cotton and carpet is made up of rayon plus wool. So this is the rayon. So what is rayon? Rayon is actually made up of wood pulp along with chemical substances mixed, and rayon is produced, and rayon is called artificial silk. Next we will see the second artificial or the second synthetic fiber, which is nylon. Nylon is another man-made fiber. In 1931 it was made without using any natural raw material from plant or animal. That means in 1931 the nylon was made without using any natural raw material. If we see rayon, this rayon, how it is made? It is made with chemical treatment of wood pulp. Means wood pulp along with some chemical mixer is there. Some chemical is put up and rayon is produced or rayon is made. But nylon in 1931, it was made without using any natural raw material like from plants or animal. It was not used. It was a pure man-made thing. It was prepared from coal, water and air. Actually air is a natural thing, but in presence of air it is made. It is not made in the vacuum. Actually whatever we manufacture, obviously air will be also present. So coal, water and air. So coal, water and air. It is the mixture. When it is prepared, the nylon is prepared with coal, water and air. It was the first fully synthetic fiber. So I don't know why they are calling it as a first fully synthetic fiber, because coal is a natural thing, water is also a natural thing and air is also a natural thing. But they are including natural thing as plant and animal. So the fibers mostly we get it from plants and animals. We will not get it in a coal or in a water or in a air, although they are natural things, but mostly we don't get fibers from coal, water or air. Mostly we get it from plants or animals. So we are not getting that fiber from plants or animals. So that's why it is called fully synthetic fiber. Nylon fibers was strong, elastic and light. So nylon fiber, what is the characteristics of nylon fiber? It is very strong, it is very elastic and it is very lightweight. It was lustrous and easy to wash. So it became very popular for making clothes. So question will be asked, why nylon was very popular for making clothes? Nylon was very popular for making clothes because it is very strong, it is very elastic and it is very lightweight, it is very lustrous and also easy to wash. So that's why it became very popular for making clothes. We use many articles made from nylons such as socks, ropes like plastic rope which you see in the terrace, which we use to dry our dress. We put up there and dry our dress. So that rope is made up of nylon. It is not a plastic, it is a nylon. So socks, ropes, tents, toothbrushes, car seat belt, sleeping bag, cushions, etc. So these are some examples of nylon. If you can see here, some images are given: socks, rope, and this one is cushions and this one is toothbrush. So here let us see what is given. Is nylon fiber really so strong that we can make nylon parachute and ropes for rock climbing? Yes, nylon is that much strong that we can make it from it we can make parachutes or rope for rock climbing. See, parachutes and for rock climbing ropes are made up of nylon. Nylons are also used for making parachutes and rope for rock climbing. A nylon thread is actually stronger than steel wire. So if you compare a steel wire with nylon wire, nylon wire is very strong. You cannot break the nylon wire. But a steel wire will break. If you give much amount of force, the steel wire will break. But nylon wire is very strong as compared to the steel. So if you see in the image, this total is made up of nylon, and the wires are also made up of nylon, and this thing also is made up of nylon. That means complete parachute is made up of nylon. So if you see the belt, it is just like a seat belt in a car. Similar type of belt is there. So we know that a car belt is also made up of nylon. So that means this total parachute is made up of nylon. And if you see, this man is climbing a mountain and he is holding a rope, and this one is also a nylon rope. So let us find out. This is activity. Take an iron stand with a clamp. Take a cotton thread about 60 cm length. Tie it to the clamp so that it hangs freely from it, as shown in figure 3.5. At the free end suspended. So the activity is saying we will take this iron clamp stand and take a cotton thread of 60 cm length and tie an iron clamp to it, and then we will put weight on it. Let us see. At the free end suspended a pan so that weight can be placed in it. So this one is the pan, and here weights are being put: 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg, 5 kg. So we will observe how much weight that cotton will withstand. See, add weight one by one till the thread breaks. Note down the total weight required to break the thread. Suppose 5 kg or suppose 3 kg is required to break the cotton thread. This weight indicates the strength of the fiber. That means this weight is indicating the strength of the fiber. That means cotton fiber can withstand 3 kg. Repeat the same activity with threads of wool, polyester, silk and nylon. So similar type of activity we will repeat with wool thread, which is 60 cm, polyester thread, which is 60 cm, silk thread, which is 60 cm, and nylon thread, which is 60 cm. And we will write down all the weights required to break the thread, at how much weight the thread is breaking. So tabulate the data as shown in table 3.2. Arrange the thread in order to their increasing strength. So this activity you have to do in your school. In your school library, your teacher will make you understand, and this activity should be done in the lab. So among these, which one you think should hold more amount of weight, or which thread can hold more weight? The answer is nylon. Nylon can hold much more amount of weight as compared to cotton, wool and silk. If you do this activity, you will be able to understand. But make sure the thread should be of same length. Cotton, wool, silk, nylon should be of same length. That means if you are taking 60 cm, that means all the threads should be of 60 cm. Cotton will be 60 cm, wool 60, silk 60 and nylon 60 cm thread. You may use a hook or nail on the wall for hanging the fibers and a polythene bag at the other end. In place of weight, you may use marbles or pebbles of the similar size. If you want to do this activity in your home, you can put a pin on your wall and hang a thread. And remember, all the threads should be of same length. So hang a thread and at the end tie a polythene. Inside that polythene put pebbles. So how many pebbles is there, or how many pebbles are required to break that thread? observe it and write in your notebook and check which thread is much stronger. See, precautions is given. Note that all the threads should be of same length and almost of same thickness. Yes, the thickness also matters. So if you take one is more thick and another is very thin, so the activity will be not be considered, or it is not a good activity. The third is polyester and acrylic. It is also a synthetic fiber. So what is polyester? What is acrylic? Polyester is another synthetic fiber. Fabrics made from this fiber do not get wrinkled easily. It remains crisp and is easy to wash. That means polyester fiber or polyester cloth doesn't wrinkle. So we know that the cotton cloth has wrinkles, so we iron it. So this polyester fiber or the polyester cloth will never wrinkle. So mostly if you see, mostly this polyester dress are used by female, or yes, female candidate mostly use the polyester dress, and male candidate sometimes if male are going to a party or a function, then they will wear a polyester shirt which is very shining. If you see, it is very shining, so it will never get wrinkled, and it is also easy to wash. So it is quite suitable for making dress materials. You must have seen people wearing polyester shirts and other dresses. Terylene is a popular polyester. So what is the example of polyester? One example of polyester is terylene. It can be drawn into very fine fibers that can be woven like any other yarn. So this terylene can be made into very fine fibers and it can be woven like any other yarn. So here what is saying, my mother always buys PET bottles and PET jars for storing rice and sugar. I wonder what is PET. So mostly if you see in your kitchen room, some jars or some bottles, in that PET would be written. So what is that PET? PET is polyethylene terephthalate. Is a very familiar form of polyester. It is used for making bottles, utensils, films, wires and many other useful products. So what is the full form of PET? Polyethylene terephthalate, and it is very familiar form of polyester, and it is used for making bottles, utensils, wires and many other useful products. So look around and make a list of things made up of polyester. So polyester is poly plus ester, is actually made up of the repeating unit of a chemical called an ester. That means ester is used in polyester. A chemical thing with ester is used in polyester. Ester are the chemical which give fruit their smell. So question will be asked, name a chemical which is used in the fruit to give its smell. So answer will be ester. Fabrics are sold by names like polycot, polywool, terrycot, etc. So you might have heard this terrycot. So fabrics mostly are used in the name of polycot, polywool and terrycot, etc. As the name suggests, these are made by mixing of two types of fiber. Like polycot is a mixture of polyester and cotton. Polywool is a mixture of polyester and wool. We wear sweaters and use shawls or blankets in the winter season. Many of these are actually not made up from natural wool, though they appear to resemble wool. So normally in winter season we wear sweaters, shawls, blankets. Actually they are not woolen things. if you want the woolen things, so it is very costly, and mostly the woolen things are available if you go to the hilly area like Himachal Pradesh, hilly area. If you go there, only you can find the pure winter clothes which is made up of pure wool, and it is also very cost. And if you come to the city area and if you buy the woolen clothes for winter season, it is very cheap as compared to the original wool, because it is not the original woolen clothes. These are prepared from another type of synthetic called acrylic. So mostly the woolen clothes which we wear are made from acrylic. The woolen obtained from natural source is quite expensive, whereas clothes made from acrylic are relatively cheaper. They are available in a variety of colors. So acrylics are very cheap and they are available in every color. Synthetic fibers are more durable and affordable, which makes them more popular than natural fiber. So as compared to the natural fibers, synthetic fibers are more durable and more affordable. That means you can buy it in a cheap price as compared to the natural fiber. So it is very popular. You have already performed an activity of burning natural and synthetic fiber in activity 3.6 of class 7. In class 7, you have performed the activity of burning natural fiber and synthetic fiber. And what you observe, if you burn a synthetic fiber and if you burn a natural fiber. So when you burn a synthetic fiber, you will find that their behavior is very different from that of natural fiber. You must have noticed that the synthetic fiber melts on heating. This is actually a disadvantages of synthetic fiber. So what is the disadvantages of synthetic fiber? So when we burn a synthetic fiber, it actually melts, like plastic melts or polythene melts, the synthetic fiber will melt and it will be attached to the body. It is actually a disadvantages of synthetic fiber. So if the clothes which are made up of synthetic fiber, we are wearing it and suddenly if it catches fire, it is very disastrous. The fabrics melt and stick to our body and therefore causing a very disastrous situation. So we should therefore not wear synthetic clothes while working in the kitchen or in the laboratory. So mostly if you see people are wearing synthetic fiber clothes in Diwali, you can see in Diwali mostly people are wearing synthetic fibers. So when firecrackers will be there in the suppose you are cracking a fire and from it fire will come and catch your clothes which is synthetic fiber. So you can see a hole in that cloth. That means you are wearing a synthetic fiber. But if you see cotton clothes, it will not catch fire easily. So if a fire comes from a cracker and it is there in your dress, it will make a black color or a black color residue will be formed. But in synthetic fiber, it will make a hole. So it is advised not to wear synthetic fiber in any occasions like Diwali. And we should not also wear it in kitchen and laboratory. Oh, now I understand why my mother never wears polyester clothes while working in the kitchen. So mostly housewife women mostly don't wear polyester clothes while working in the kitchen, because they know that it will if the cloth will catch fire, then it will be a hazardous situation in our house. So mostly the women or the mothers do not wear polyester clothes while they are in the kitchen. All the synthetic fibers are prepared by a number of processes using raw materials of petroleum origin called the petrochemicals. So in next class we will see the characteristics of synthetic fiber and we will proceed in the second class. So thank you for the session and please watch the second part which will be available after maybe tomorrow it will be available, but please watch this rest of the part, and if any doubt from the topic today which was discussed, please comment us so that we will be able to know which thing was doubt in your this class, and we will be able to solving, or we will make a separate video about your doubt. So thank you for the session and we will meet in the part 2. Thank you.